Will finally says the words he's been holding inside for years.
He explains that he is like his friends in so many ways: the bikes, the jokes, the late night snacks. But when it comes to love, he's different.
Not broken, just different. What hurts most isn't rejection, it's fear. Will reveals that Vecna showed him a future we're telling.
The truth slowly pulls his friends away, not through hate, but through worry,
silence, and distance. A future where love exists, but understanding fades.
That's why this scene matters, because his friends don't try to fix him.
They don't question him.
They simply promise one thing: you will never lose us. And in that reassurance, we'll find something stronger than fear. By the end,
the scene shifts from vulnerability to resolve.
Will doesn't just accept who he is, he chooses to fight.
Not to prove himself, but because he finally believes he belongs. This isn't just about coming out, it's about choosing truth, even when the future is terrifying, and realizing you don't have to face it alone.
Face it alone. That's the lie Vecna wanted Will to believe, because Will's fear was never about being different.
It was about being abandoned because of it.
From season 1, the Upside Down didn't just take Will's body, it studied his mind, his loneliness, his silence,
his need to belong.
Vecna didn't create that fear, he exploited it.
That vision with Saul wasn't a prophecy, it was psychological warfare.
Vecna showed him a future where honesty equals isolation,
where truth costs him the only thing he's ever wanted: his friends. And that's how trauma works.
It doesn't scream,
it whispers.
It convinces you that staying quiet is safer than being seen.
But the moment his friends say, "You'll never lose us," something changes. For the first time,
Will's identity isn't a weakness. Vecna can weaponize its armor. That's why this confession matters more than any fight scene. Because Vecna feeds on shame, and shame loses its power the second it's shared. This is why Will is dangerous to Vecna in a way no weapon ever could be.
Not because he's fearless, but because he chooses connection over control.
Vecna isolates. Will reaches out. So when Will says he's ready now, he's not talking about fighting a monster. He's talking about facing the version of himself that was taught to hide.
And that's the real endgame of Stranger Things. Because maybe Vecna was never trying to destroy Hawkins. Maybe he was trying to convince its most sensitive kid that he was better off alone.
And if that's true,
then Will Byers was never the weakest target. He was always the final threat. So here's the real question: if Vecna feeds on fear and isolation,
what happens when Will finally stops giving him both?